Witness history in the making. The McIntyre Mini Globe Race 2025. Small boat, huge adventure.
Well, good day, everybody. Happy Midwinter's Day if you're in the south of the equator, and happy longest summer day if you're on the northern hemisphere. It's the 21st of June, and I started this just after 8, and I forgot about the weather forecast behind us. They're forecasting coming on the VHF radio. I've got it on because we want to make sure we don't miss Eric going over from the customs mooring sort of thing in the middle of the marina here to get the official welcome. He tied up at the buoy probably about 10:45 last night after an epic journey from the lagoon entrance to here. So we'll talk about that at the end when we've gone through the tracker. I'm not sure how many people will come. We've only got Ayrton is out there, Jasmine is out there, Josh is out there, Gary is out there. And then, of course, we've got the boys having fun in Papeete. They haven't left yet, I don't believe. And Coconut's still heading this way as well. So the parties will begin. Well, they've already started. So all kind of fun. That's very distracting, that radio. Do you want to just chop it off, King? And then give it 5 and then put it on again. Okay, so we're all looking good. And, as I said, I'll talk about the local knowledge thing. It's very important in some ways to understand how the weather works in the lagoon coming into... Well, hang on a sec. Is that us? No. It is us. We might have to shut this down in a minute. No, it's someone else. Okay, just turn it down, Jane. Jane, turn it off. Just turn it off. Okay, so as I was saying, there's some local conditions here that make it really critical to understand, and so I'll try and explain that at the end, because really when Eric decided not to go through the pass when he arrived, that was a good thing, but having sat out there for the whole day, not such a good idea the next morning. And I'll explain a bit about that later. It's all cool. He's here and he's happy. Lost a bit of ground against the other entrance, and he's still racing. So that was a bit disappointing for him, but it's fantastic he's here. That's the end of a big leg for everyone once they finally arrive. So I'll get straight into this tracker now, and then we'll have a chat at the end for those that are interested. So you're on the tracker. And now I'm on the tracker. You can see Ayrton there closing the coast, steady as she goes. And now I will come back here. I'll put the wind in. So there's the wind. I'll put the grids in. So there's the grids. And you can see there's still a big wind shadow here. But that really doesn't mean a lot for the lagoon. If you get away from the lagoon, it means a lot. There's no wind out here. But in here, it's a whole different story. So anyway, they've got plenty of breeze. The weather forecast that was just on the VHF is suggesting strong wind warnings and 4-meter seas, all this sort of stuff. I'm not sure where Josh is going. He's got the big winds behind him, so he's zipped down, probably running with it, maybe even under bare poles, the same as Gary. It's the best way to take it directly astern. You can drop all your sails and just use your wind vane. Just get down below. But eventually, at some point, they're going to have to come back on course. But for now, it's pretty clear. They're just zipping along. 4.7, that sounds about right for bare poles even, or a little bit of head sail. 106 nautical miles for Josh. And Gary doing 3.8. He slowed down a bit more, so it's the average. So he's probably just taking it easy, staying comfortable and so on. 420 nautical miles for the... What? That's distant to the finish. 96 miles in the last 24 hours. Now, a few people have asked, what's he doing? He's just sailed ripped straight past Tonga. Well, it's exactly right. We, because he's pretty much tailing Charlie, except for Popeye and John down in Papeete, we didn't want to have him sit by himself in Tonga for 8 days when he'd rather be here with his wife. And originally he was actually had to plan to go back to Australia for some personal reasons, but now it's just get there. And so what will happen is we will add to his course not only the 8 days, but we'll do an analysis of how long it would have taken him to go from this position, his position when he went past Tomna, which is up here, say from that point about here, by the time it takes from there to go round the bottom and make his way up into the harbour, which will probably add another that'll be about probably 6 or 7 hours or something. But anyway, I'll work that out later today based on the current weather. So he gets no advantage in the water. So it doesn't give him a racing advantage, just by short-circuiting that. But it means he's only, for instance, he's now only 100 miles behind Josh. There's only about a day behind Josh. And I haven't done Josh's ETA, but I'll do that right now. An ETA into Fiji here in the beautiful Vuda Marina. Lost it, so we'll start it again. Give him distance to finish is on the box. I don't even need to do that. So distance to finish for Josh is 327 miles. That'll be at least 3 days. So it's Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Monday morning, Tuesday morning. I'd say it'll be Tuesday just before dark, maybe, for Josh, and that means Gary will be in 24 hours later, just before dark on Wednesday, and I think he's going to beat his wife in. And then everyone's here, everyone's going to get a month off and regroup and have some fun in Fiji, and boy, aren't the boys having fun. But anyway, I'll talk about that when we finish the tracker. So that's the story there. Jasmine here is currently doing 3.9, did 102 miles in the day, got 121 miles to go. So by my guess, looking at the weather, fingers crossed, Jasmine should have an ETA of probably around about 3 o'clock on local time on Sunday. So that'll be 1,500 hours UTC if you're following Jasmine. So that's how that... No, is that right? No, 3 o'clock in the afternoon here will be 3 o'clock in the morning in the UK. So, or thereabouts, UTC. I think there's an hour's difference there for summertime in the UK. But anyway, so 3 p.m., 1,500 in the afternoon here, and 0300 hours UTC in the UK on Sunday. Ayrton is currently doing 3.8, 100 nautical mile a day, exactly. Distance to the finish, 49. We're expecting to see him in probably sometime around about 8 o'clock tonight. It'll be another dark one. So I'm assuming if we get permission, Customs have been really good. Get permission, he'll come straight in, similar to what happened with Eric last night. Pick up the mooring and then do the official arrival on Sunday morning. But let's wait and see how that progresses, because anything can happen. We'll look at the weather for the next 2 days here. That's the whole fleet there. I get rid of that. We come back here. Boom. Okay, roll that through every 3 hours. So there's plenty of breeze there at the moment for everyone. Ayrton's going to have some calms there coming into the Toka, and we'll talk about that, and Vuda Marina. But the others will be moving okay. Slowing down a bit. Ooh, that might knock them back a bit. So maybe Jasmine will be a nighttime arrival. Anyway, there goes the first day. Gets quiet for Gary and Josh as well. They'll be happy with that. But then you've got the big push coming up from the southwest again. We'll scan back and see what that's doing. Whoops, easy. Let's just scan back here and see what happens. Nothing in particular that's too far away to worry about, but there's a big one there. Quite intense. I wouldn't want to be right down there right now. So it's just all average stuff. This is the high pressure that's coming across to create the trade wind belt for this area of the Pacific, and there's a big puff coming, but I think they'll be in by then. So anyway, they'll be on the move and happy to get here when it all works. We can actually look at the let's look at the leaderboard now, because it is starting to rack them up in the right possible ways. So you can see there it's corrected time, 79 days. Anyway, I'll start doing all the analysis this weekend, because we're going to issue the press release on Monday. By then we'll have the majority of the fleet will be here. So it's like a summary of the leg, make all our statements and claims about how fantastic the MGR is, which it really is. It's really crazy when you stop and think about it. You got to, every now and then you have to do that. You have to stop And so, look at what's happening. So, okay, I think we're done there. Oh, I better just double check that the boys are still in Papiete having too much fun. Yep, Mike and the boys, 0 knots, 0 knots. So, probably waiting for the ink to dry on his underarm tattoo, if you saw that. Okay, we're done there. I'm going to come back here and. Oh, no, I'm not. We're still on the tracker. I'm going to talk about the local weather and how it works, because we need to have the map on that and try and. I think if we had a big chat with Eric beforehand, before he left Tonga or something, we could have saved him a day, even maybe. So coming up here we come. You put the radio back on again, Jane. Jean. We want to get to the lagoon. Is that it? Right. Okay. So here's Eric's track. He was coming up here, thinking to go into the shipping channel here. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, the shipping channel is, some ways, if you're sailing without an engine, it's the worst pass to come through, because the currents, for the tidal currents, this is all the water in here in the lagoon. Okay, and there's like a bridge here with the reefs. Generalization. So when the tide's coming out, the water tends to flow down the bottom here, and this acts like a big funnel there. And so most of the water comes down here, and the only place for it to squeeze out is through that pass. So you'll get twice as much current there as you do in the two passes above it by cloud break. I'll explain a bit more about that in a minute. So when Eric turned up, he's got virtually not much power left in his outboard, and he decided not to go in and get some sea room, and then he just hung around out here. But some of this, he was coming down at 3.5 knots to get sea room. And when you can sail back and forwards like that in this wind here, you could easily go through up here and get into the lagoon, even though it feels like there's very little water, very little wind. It changes completely when you're in the lagoon, because you come under the effect of the land here. When you're out in the ocean here, you don't get that. The sea breeze and land breeze effect is really pronounced when you've got the temperature differential between the land and the sea. Out here, you don't get that. And so you're in the lee, and there's a dead spot of wind all the way out here, but you just get inside here, it's completely different. There is nearly always breeze inside the lagoon. So if you're approaching in that situation, then the best thing to do is look at the tides, work out what.
I don't know. They bring the people go to the singing.
Oh, okay. We might have to go in a minute. We might have to pick this up in a minute and come back. So sorry about that. Are they going over there? Okay, well, anyway, so once you get into the lagoon, you do get a sea breeze effect that kicks in sometime between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then in the evening when it disappears, the sun sets, usually quiet, the sun sets a transition, and the breeze will start coming out from the northeast or off the land here, and you keep going. So once Eric got into the lagoon, it wasn't a problem, just sailed straight across to the finish. So that was unfortunate. He got stuck there. If he had to just try to work the tides, get pushed in with the tide. This is a mile wide. That pass there is 1 mile wide, and it's easy to sail through. There's very little hazards, and once you're in there, boom, boom, you're away. So something to remember for next time. Okay, I'll quickly come back here. There's not too many people. I've got to get out of here. G'day. Are any of the entrance replacing standing rigging? Yeah, most of them are. Or at least probably half or so, but I'll talk about that later. But they're all, it's time to do it now, because there's no point in doing it in Cape Town, because it's only halfway, it's only one leg back to the finish. So do it now. It's better investment for your money, and they've got a good rigger here. He's imported the diform wire, so that's what's going to happen. Okay, we're out of here. Thanks very much, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Making the McIntyre Mini Globe Race 2025. Small boat, huge adventure.
Oh, it's not for us. Oh, well, too late. We shut down.